We are live. Wait, how do I start a collab? How do I start? Oh my god. So hello, guys. This today is a pretty, let's say, unique stream because for a very long time we've not had any collaboration. So we got some Thai fans of mine first. Let allow me to greet them in Thai if you please. ก็สวัสดีคุณบลูด้วยนะครับแล้วก็สวัสดีคุณฟ็อกซ์ายนะครับสวัสดีครับท่านสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับอ๋อไลฟ์นี้จริงๆจะเป็นภาษาอังกฤษจะเป็นภาษาอังกฤษล้วนเนาะเพราะว่าแขกรับเชิญของเราเป็นคนออสเตรเลียเนาะ right so can you please introduce yourself don't worry, just use English. We're a Eurocentric channel here. And also Finnish. Well, it is imperative that we introduce ourselves first, then we get into the lore. You know, have people know ourselves even deeper. Right, so I think that your lore is pretty short, so for time management's sake, I'll have you go first. All right, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt. So this guy here seems to be very curious about Australians. Today I have many questions for people in Australia. Wait, what? Wait. Oh my god, I'm terribly sorry.
Did you have me muted?
Yeah, I got you. I have you
Oh,
muted.
God.
All right. Can you guys hear her? Wait, can you guys hear him now?
Hey, cool.
I think
I will make noises.
I think they can.
Okay, hold up. Okay, yeah, I can hear it on my stream. I
Good.
watched for a second. Cool.
All right, let us. I think they haven't heard your entire introduction. I'm terribly sorry.
It's okay. We need scuff. It's important. Okay, hello. I am Orange Sphere. I am from the year 2136. I am a cybernetic fennec fox. Hello. That's my intro and then for my lore. Oh god. It's just I wrote it the way I wrote it out. It's just so funny because it's like for my debut slide, but I'll read it out. Okay, from the year 2136, well, the world's entertainment has fizzled out into a mere faint echo of what it used to be. People are unhappy more so than ever. There is nothing but the struggles of work, pain, and end of the world troubles on the horizon. Yeah, totally far off future, not exactly what's happening now, totally not. The investigation team assembled by Oryx himself to look through the archives of history to find the pinnacle of entertainment, yet nothing was documented that was inspiring enough. Being the enchanting genius he is, he decided to take a totally safe time sphere and travel to the year 2023 and find out what made the dawn of technological entertainment so fun in these times. With streaming being a huge thing during this time, he decided to take it up to himself to learn firsthand. Will the fate of the future change if we remain entertained? That is for us to find out. There we go. So basically, my lore is I assembled a investigation team to find the joys of the world because a lot of people are depressed and forgot what good entertainment was. So I thought, yes, I'll go to 2023 with the MP
for quite a time to be alive here.
with the NPC TikTok trend going on. Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Pop pop. True entertainment right there. And yeah, I have cybernetics as well. My cybernetic lore is basically just the cybernetics on my chest are for because I have fibromyalgia, which is like a nerve disorder which causes a lot of ow. So, I basically have like pain regulator set up. So yeah, pain medicine regulator.
So
And yeah,
that thing in your chest, it basically keeps you from feeling pain.
pain. Yeah, basically. So like I still feel like normal stuff, but it's so my nerves don't go haywire and like hurt more. So I thought I'd incorporate my real life stuff into it. And then yeah, the same with the cybernetics in my face are just basically stuff to help my nerves and also cybernetic enhancements for eyes so I can see. But these glasses are fake. They're actually just there for completely for show.
So it's basically just a plastic frame.
Yeah, exactly. I needed glasses before, but I was like, oh, I look so funny without glasses.
Yeah, I think you look funny without glasses also.
Yeah, exactly. So I keep them for fashion, even though I don't need them
Yep.
anymore. But that's essentially my lore. It's just all done in 5 minutes. There we go.
Oh, all done in 5 minutes. The best one is I need more bullets. Oh my god, that meme. That one was ingrained into my head. Hey, I want to know why Vegemite is such a popular food for Australians, and I want to know what Vegemite tastes like. I think that is corpse starch.
No, it's not like a yeast extract, and it's really salty basically. Hold up, there we go. Hey, did you just put your hat on? So I can't hear anything because I was watching the. Okay, there we go. Now it's fine. I was watching the stream so I could see the comments. But yeah, I like Vegemite though. Go nice with toast. Yeah. Vegemite is yeast extract, and it's like really salty. So like, don't have a spoonful of it. We always prank foreigners to eat an entire spoonful. It's disgusting like that. It's best on on toast and cookies. So like toast, you like put butter and then put a little bit of Vegemite. You can build up your tolerance to eat more because I can eat a spoonful of Vegemite, but if you were to eat it, it's very jarring. Kind of reminds me of soy sauce in a way. But yeah, it's nice.
Soy sauce on itself is pretty tolerable. In fact, I ate like a ladle full once. Like I just emptied the whole bottle onto a ladle and just just bottoms up. I did it in university for a dare.
Yeah, we have the little fishes filled with soy sauce with the red cap, and like one of my friends just hoards them and eats drinks the soy sauce out of there. But, yeah.
I won't ever do that. I won't ever do it again.
It's pretty good. I do like salty stuff.
All right, so that that was your lore.
My law slouch hat. Yeah, we get there's also the ones with like corks on them. That's to keep the flies away. People normally use that in the outback, not really so much in the suburban areas near the cities.
Seems like
But
my fans are really curious about Australia, huh? Like they're not here for your lore. I'm just gonna ask him what is up with
you can
Australia.
you can ask me stuff about Australia. I mean, it's technically a part of my law.
Yeah, just ask him. You know, ask him
Yeah.
so we can manage time better because my lore is it is incredibly long. It is incredibly long. So if you got questions, now is the time to ask.
Oh,
I've one with Australian Commonwealth military badge on it. Yo, that's sick.
yeah, that's from the military. Yeah, I don't have any of those anymore. I have an Australian Navy hat 'cause my uncle served.
Oh,
But yeah. So yeah, the Navy hats are just basic Navy hats, but um army hats, military hats are the slouch hats, which are pretty cool.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool also.
But yeah, I don't I don't think much difference in military uniform besides the hats.
You know, people in my audience are, you know, they are, you know, this the moderator right here. Sorry, he's he's a collector. You see, he's a collector. He collects. I think he has a British uniform from
Ooh.
Second World War, like a whole set.
That's pretty cool.
And the guy went to a reenactment, and imagine wearing the wool uniform, the wool tunic, in Thailand's heat.
Oh god, ew.
Like just imagine that,
That's
and I think it was more than an hour in that thing.
oh god. And it's like Thailand's always warm as well.
It's not warm, it's hot.
Yeah, muggy as well because tropical weather.
I want to go to Australia to see Castleware and Emu. Oh my god, the emus.
We lost a war to emus.
Yeah, that's an embarrassment.
The emu war is so funny. It's like when people like hear about Australia, they either ask about Vegemite, riding kangaroos to school, or
The emu war.
or the emu war.
Ah, those are really the only things that Australia might be known for, really.
Exactly. Why does a cybernetic fox need glasses? Hello, Papa.
Oh, hello.
Yes. Um, you actually missed the bit where I canonically said, my eyes are actually cybernetics, and my glasses are purely just for looks because I look funny without them. Because I was like, oh, I like the fashion of them. I look pretty cute with the glasses, and then without glasses, I'm like,
Yeah, I prefer you with glasses on. Please keep them on.
yes. I take them off and I take off the jacket. I just feel nude.
Oh no. Okay, I think that must be all for the questions on Australia.
And no, we don't ride kangaroos to school.
People are really curious.
Some people still ask that. Like still believe that. I'm like, how?
I mean, to ride a kangaroo. I mean, that sounds pretty badass, but at the same time, you're gonna break the poor thing's back.
Yeah, I don't even think. Well, some kangaroos are actually like 6 foot. I don't think it's possible though, because they don't exactly have the back built for it, even if they're like 6'4".
Yeah. Right. So I think it is time that we get to my very long and detailed lore.
Extensive lore.
I mean, I couldn't really get to Warhammer 40k levels of intricacy, but my brain is too smooth.
If it's a Warhammer lore discussion, we should do a. If I like made a bigger lore, then we just have like a 48-hour stream straight of
Yeah.
just us talking about lore.
48-hour endurance lore stream. Hell yeah, that will surely attract a lot of people. Like
exactly.
just two guys talking about their own worlds for 2 days straight. Right, so I would like to know what the normal size of spiders are in Australia.
There isn't. That's such a funny question. There isn't a set size because there's different types of spiders. Like, majority are small. Like, there are some spiders like huntsmans that can get up to like the size of your hand, but that's about it. Like, most spiders are just like 5 to 10 centimeters, not even.
I thought they think that in Australia there are like spiders the sizes of
Dogs.
the sizes of like what?
Cats and dogs and stuff.
Like the size
No.
size of an elephant.
No. Our spiders are just normal size. They're not really that big. Like, sometimes you can get big ones, but they're really rare. Like, yeah, especially since I don't live in like, it's different if you go to the desert, like the outback, which is more like desert area, but I live like in a very suburban city. Like, I live right next to the city, so I get spiders, but I mainly get daddy longlegs, and they're tiny. The most dangerous animal in Australia is a magpie. Is that true? No, magpies are actually really friendly. I've trained a few around me. I've given them food, like seeds and stuff, and water, and they like come and hang out with me, and they're pretty cute. All they do is like attack if it's mating season. They like protect their babies, but that's why you just don't be an asshole to them. The most dangerous animal in Australia though is actually a blue-ringed octopus and a trapdoor spider. But yes,
Oh,
I think that's it. And fuck, I forgot what type of snake. I think king brown snake. But yeah, they're like the 3 worst. But I like trapdoor spiders. They're mainly in the bush. So like if you were to like go to like a bushy area, they like build like a little burrow. Blue ring octopus. Yeah, they're mainly in the beach. And king brown. Get rid of spiders.
You know, the Australian way of getting rid of spiders.
Well, it depends on what spider it is. It's mainly just like a sandal. We call them thongs here, but
Nothing a
like
good boot,
G.
nothing a good thong can't kill.
Yeah, exactly. You just hit it with a sandal, like like your mother will. Your mom throws a sandal at you when you're fucking about.
The chancla.
Yeah, the chuggler. I was trying to remember what people call it in Southeast Asia, but yeah, we call it a thong. You get smacked by it. That's basically what we do to spiders. Hit it with a chunkler. But yeah.
Man, everything in Australia, I swear, man, it's trying to kill you.
Yeah. I mean, not really. It's not that bad. It's like if you were in the bush or the outback, sure, like you gotta be more careful. But even the people that live there, they don't really care that much.
They don't care.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, dang it.
Just another day at the office.
With a lot more swear words involved though, and a lot more beer.
All right, I think it is time we finally get to my lore because we're 20 minutes in. I don't think we can do it in 30 minutes. I think.
Hey, I'm sorry I've sped ran my lore, which was just 5 minutes.
Don't
15 minutes of talking about Australia.
well, I don't mind when people are curious. I mean, curiosity is a great thing for me.
It's fun learning about different cultures.
Yup. All right, so let us get to my lore.
Speedrun 80%.
All right, so before get to my own lore, the lore of Tenno, I think we have to learn about the history of my country, the Empire of Rinvelia. From when there was no Rinvelia and to the superpower that it is today in its world. All right, so I'm just gonna read from the script here.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a
That's what
script.
I
It's a whole ass document.
Mine was just a PowerPoint slide.
Just a slide. I put a lot of thought into it, so yeah. Alright, so the first chapter is the Proto-Rinvelian peoples. So the people of Rinvelia were one of the first peoples to ever walk on the world. You know, I don't have a name for the world just yet, but you get the idea. And the people of Rinvelia are created by, quote unquote, the creator's own hands. And Rinvelians are destined to become gods. And there are records of Rinvelians existing around 30,000 before Imperial era. Alright, I think we'll have to make a stop on the time measurements here. So, days and months are counted the same way as we do. Like, Monday, Thursday, you get the idea. But for the years are counted as BIE, before Imperial era, or IE, which is Imperial era. And Imperial era starts on the year that the empire is proclaimed, when Tenno became emperor. But with that out of the way, let us continue. So, Rinvelians first existed on the floating islands in 30,000 BIE, living in small tribes centered around sufficiency farming. And there's a lot of emphasis on strong familial bonds. See, and tribes vary greatly in size, from a little over 100 members to thousands. The people of Rinvelia back then were characterized by white skin, blonde or brown hair, golden or blue eyes, and golden wings of light. Because we were angels. Well, were.
Kind of reminds me of Asimir's.
Yeah. So we were angels back then, but we eventually devolved into something more akin to humans. We did away with our wings, but we still maintain a very long lifespan. So, let's continue. It was around 29,000 BIE when complex Rinvelian artistic and architectural identity first formed. Geometry played a very key role, evident by the excavations on the western islands of Rinvelia at historical excavation site 20, in which a village of hexagonal clay houses were unearthed. Archaeologists have also found a wooden box with clothing inside in near pristine condition. And once again, the hexagonal patterns were also present on the fabric itself, suggesting an emphasis on geometrical precision. In this era also, a few idols of pagan gods were also unearthed, made of stone with body dimensions carved in a manner that can be called brutalist in nature. You know, brutalist architecture, you know, a lot of faces, you know, a lot of flat surfaces, you get me?
Yeah.
This suggests that the Proto-Rebellion peoples were proficient with stonemasonry. But there are a few pieces of such artifacts that survive the march of time. I mean, it is literally 29,000 years. You know, things are going to be destroyed. The only sources that can be counted on are secondary sources, as for some reason much of the knowledge within the Proto-Rinvelan period was lost, and a hypothesis says that the destructive quote-unquote First War of Unification was the reason why many of such artifacts were lost. It was also during this period in which the first true goddesses ascended from the Proto-Rinvelan peoples, and by some divine guidance, presumably by the quote-unquote creator, the people of Rinvelia were the first to achieve civilization. The first in the whole realm, the first in the world, with every floating island hosting at least one kingdom, of which there are 7 in total, but Rinvelia, as we would recognize, has not yet existed. In this period, warfare is not present, but hunting is, evidenced by the existence of remains of weapons like bows and broadhead arrows meant to increase the bleed rate of animals, or short one-edged swords used for finishing animals. You know, you shoot the animal, it falls to the ground, and it may just flail a little. You just finish the poor thing.
Yeah.
Though there are some skeletons that show signs of blade-inflicted trauma found in the Northern Islands excavation site 77, suggesting that a mild disagreement had taken place that resulted in the man's death. Yeah, that is the first chapter. Right, that's a lot to unpack. So,
man's got stabbed.
Yep. Mild disagreement. I like that statement. A mild disagreement.
I like it that it's a mild disagreement and it resulted in him getting stabbed.
Yeah. Man just got pierced with a sword. Yeah.
Stabs.
just casually maim your brother or sister simply because they disagree with you. I mean, that is how it was back then. Alright, so next chapter is Rinvelia of Antiquity, which is quite possibly the first quote-unquote golden age. Alright, so Rinvelia's ancient period started somewhere around 27,000 BIE, when the kingdoms had fully developed their politics into a form recognizable to the modern eye. Some kingdoms were autocratic, some had elected monarchy, or a mix of both. Some of these kingdoms also had small little republics, if you will, and they elect their own president, and this president answers to the king, basically. So as I said, there were 7 kingdoms of Rinvela's floating islands. They developed into unique cultures, but speaking the same language or dialects that were recognizable to the others. And this continued for 7,000 years until 20,000 BIE, in which the kingdoms had all had advanced technologies, able to harness magic energy from the environment to perform complex or hard to accomplish tasks. While the other races of the world down below still had not yet achieved civilization, they're still hunter-gatherers. Yep. They're just still hunting mammoths with spears. Art and architecture of this period is characterized by sleek, white and golden steel construction, emphasizing key aspects of a space. This can be like golden floors, which are tapered in a way that directs your eyes to the center of a space, a room, or a temple, you know. Curves become a little more commonplace, giving rise to more free-flowing forms while still retaining slightly the straight lines and symmetry. Symmetry is a very big thing in Rebellion art. The most significant architectural wonder of this period is the Temple of the Stars, dedicated to the goddess of the stars. A temple of white and steel painted with gold. Because imagine constructing an entire temple out of gold.
I mean, it would look pretty cool, but
it would look pretty cool, but imagine the cost of doing such a thing. I mean, if you're poor, you could just chip off a little piece of the temple and sell it on the black market. And there's also marble in the temple. A lot of marble. And flowing starlight, which is the, how can I describe this? It's a visual effect that that runs through marble. You know, marble. You see patterns that are in marble, right? You ever seen those?
Yeah.
Imagine sparkling light that just flows through those veins. Imagine how cool that looks.
Ooh. Yeah. Like the veins are sparkling. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
And this temple is actually still standing 20,000 years later. And it is currently maintained by His Majesty's Historical Preservation Association. And it still serves its same purpose of being a place of worship. I've created a character who's also the historian for this period. Well, he's not of this period, but he researches a lot. The vinegar in my hand is shaking, my lord. Why the hell is it shaking? And did you just have Parkinson's?
Earthquake.
Japan moment. So this historian is named Callias the Younger. He wrote a little passage describing the cities of this period. So here it is. Oh, the cities of our people, how they glitter under the sun and moon, reminiscent of the starry night sky. Our cities of steel and gold, what wondrous structure can compare in beauty? Greenery of plantation, columns of gold, marble streets flanked with architecture of epic proportions. Truly the sight one can only behold in heaven. Much of it lost by the hands of the despicable Queen of Magna. The hordes of the central island unleashed themselves, tearing down what good there was in the realm. Yep, that's how he describes buildings and towns of this era. How was it?
Oh, Good. Yes.
I'm.
I thought you were saying another part of your script. I'm like, no, I'm listening.
It's a bit of a history class, so bear
No,
with
no,
me.
I'm like visualizing it in my head, like the especially like the temple with the marble. I'm like, that looks so cool.
Yep, imagine that, but as big as a city, on a city scale.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That is how
I need
advanced
to
Ringo
come
is.
see it. I'll take my totally legitimate and safe time sphere to come check it out in person.
Well, if you don't get arrested by the secret police first.
They can't find me. I blend in. Look, I'm like the only anthropomorphic person in the entirety of the world.
They'll probably see you as a weirdo and just take you in for questioning. And getting questioned by the secret police is not a pleasant experience, to say the least.
Oh God, I don't want to be waterboarded. I've short circuit.
Alright, so let us move on. It was also in this period when trade between the kingdoms of Rinfelia took place, exchanging technology and culture. And like I said, this era is known as the first golden age, where all aspects of society had flourished. Magic in particular was heavily documented, but only a quarter of them survived. In this era, magic was understood more shallowly than today's, but its uses were all documented, from simply boiling water to even controlling nature's workings itself. But this first golden age of Rinvelia ended in flames. Queen Oliviana of the Kingdom of Magna, which is the central island of Rinvelia, that is, she desired to unite the islands under her banner, thus starting the First War of Unification. The 6 remaining kingdoms had joined in an alliance, pooled resources and intelligence, but despite superior technology, inexperience in war led to their downfall. Queen Oliviana was a tyrant, but she was no fool. It was said that if Emperor Tenno and Queen Oliviana fought together, it will be a draw, for her strategic acumen was unrivaled. Her tactics, however, were bloody and destructive. She views the destruction of symbols of greatness as necessary, so cities which she besieged rarely had structures left standing. One of her most egregious acts of destruction, was the destruction of the computational temple of Cedrus, one of the first computers in the world. Her destruction gave her victory, but 20,000 years worth of technology was lost in just 7.
God.
The kingdoms fell, but Oliviana, instead of propelling Rinvelia to greatness, kept her people under a dark age. That is Rinvelia of antiquity there. So I want to expand on the quote-unquote computational temple of Cedrus. This is essentially just a big temple in which it houses a lot of mechanical parts used to calculate the model for the solar system in real time. Yep, that's how advanced Rinvelians were back then. And
yeah,
yep.
You go. Yeah. It sounds really cool. Like just imagining like temples with computer technology, like just the blend of that. So you can have the beauty of like the architecture that's in Revelian history, and then with the technology of computers and stuff, it's pretty cool. It's better than like the cube houses we have nowadays that are made out of plaster.
Yeah, the computational temple, like I said, it was a temple. It is essentially the thing that makes your computers run, but larger than your own house. It is as large as a school.
Yeah, that's how the in the 80s computers used to be as well. They're like gigantic.
Yep, it's just like that, but it's more gold.
More gold, more fancy.
More gold, more fancy. Well, gold is a good conductor for electricity, so yeah, that's why they're used.
Mm.
Alright,
Guessing
so
there's a lot more gold there's a lot more gold than there is in this world.
yep.
Because there's a lot of gold here, but not enough to build an entire temple.
Yep, that's how rich in resources we were.
Whoa! Oh my god, what happened?
Well, an industrial revolution happened. That is. Alright, so this brings us to the Dark Age of Rinvilla, which lasts from 18,000 BIE to 5 BIE. This period, Rinvilla as it is known was born, with other races on the world down below catching up in their early Middle Ages. Rinvillia's technological might now lie in disrepair. No new marvels of technology were built or created, as the creativity of the people was stunted by the lack of their basic needs. Food during this period was very hard to come by. Families often have to share a single loaf of bread. And meat was very expensive, even pork, which should have been cheap. Callias the Younger wrote, "The dish that the farmer king gave me on my travel was a meager few slices of rye bread and a little bit of salted pork. How can one expect to live off of this little food while on the march, much less while toiling in the fields?" It was evident that Oliviana's rule was disastrous, but not for her, but for the people. You know, as I said, people starved, and while she and her lords lived worry-free. There was also a strict edict which forbade the people from having weapons, so no swords, bows, and arrows for you, just a simple knife. That is the most that you're going to be allowed. And this really just decreases any risk of an armed rebellion. While all looked grim and gloomy, Queen Oliviana had written a treatise on war called The Way of Victory, which also made its way into the hands of other races as well through trade with the world down below, that is. It's also too important to understand the trading relative with the outside world. Much of trade travels through a large warp gate, allowing instantaneous travel and flow of goods. But during Queen Oliviana's rule, trade was very limited, and only those in the upper class can access these goods, stagnating the kingdom's overall economy. While Rinvelda exports high-quality fish and magic crystals are going to be very important later, while importing Lizorian war horses and elven weapons, all only to bolster her own military. But the suffering of the people did not even end in 5 BIE when Oliviana died of illness, as King Ostian, a weak and corrupt man, ascended to the position of regent, as no king can be named as the rightful owner of the throne. So society was pretty much matriarchal, you know. Only queens can call the shots, not the kings. Kings can only be kings in name only. Their job titles are basically just regent.
Yeah.
It was during this period that Prince Tenno came into attention. The 15-year-old prince was an orphan, whom the king had adopted as Tenno's real father had died during a rebellion on his island. But Tenno was no fool at all. Prince Tenno was a prodigy, tutored by an astral knight named Mira. This is another very very important figure. Mira, as I said, she was an astral knight. She is a female knight created by the will of the goddess of the stars to be her own bodyguard, essentially. But the goddess saw the young prince's future. Although goddesses should not mingle with mortals, including the villain people, they are considered mortals because they can still die. They have shorter lifespans than elves. The goddess of the stars fell in love with a young prince, ordering that Mira tutor him in the art of war. Tenno himself was interested in science, contrary to the guy who created the character, and warfare. So much so that he is the first one in the world to build the first musket, igniting black powder within a barrel to propel a ball of lead at just 15 years old. Yep, that is how Tenno was born.
Tenno made first gun, pow. That's pretty cool though. Genius.
Yep. Tenno was also very popular with the regent king's court. He was known to be the most sensible person in that court. Some even viewed Prince Tenno as the king's replacement, but some did not. Some opposed him, which will be imported in a little bit. Those people who opposed Tenno being the king's replacement were the Heartlighters, who viewed Tenno as an illegitimate claimant to the regency. But little did the regent king's advisors know, he will force the legitimacy upon himself by fire and steel. Yep, that is the Dark Ages, and how we got out of it. Well, not yet, technically. So, how is it so far?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I also love the way you've written it. It's really easy to visualize it as well. It's definitely really cool.
Oh,
I'm really invested in this story.
Well, it will go pretty dark later on, so...
It'll go dark. No, we just got out of the Dark Ages. Boo.
Well, it's not going to be a Dark Ages for the invalids. It's going to be for the ones that are getting colonized.
Oh god.
Yep, that is how violent history is. So, next chapter is... Oh, wait, Yo, my brother, comrade. Hi there. Welcome to the stream. This guy helped me a lot. He helped me in my VTubing endeavors, just like you. Alright, so the next chapter, Prelude to Revolution. The 15-year-old prince had determined that in order to facilitate a chaotic situation which he can exploit, he must aggravate one of the lords. But fortunately, fate will give him such a situation. As Lord Armentines of Colras of the Eastern Island offers Prince Tenno a marriage with his daughter, Elaria of Colras, a lady of the same age as the prince, touted as the most beautiful woman that a man can marry in these floating islands. But Tenno was firm to reject this proposal. As he sees it, he will eventually rule the country one way or the other. So he was in a position to choose. But Armentines did not see it that way. For in 3 BIE, he stormed into the prince's quarters, walking past the musket-armed guards of the prince, to confront him for this affront of not marrying his daughter. The prince reasoned that he did not need an heir or a wife. As far as the other lords were concerned, he was not in the line of succession. Well, because he was illegitimate. So there was no reason for him or Armentines to offer his daughter in marriage. This event showcased that even Armentines, a member of the anti-Tenno faction of the court, did know that one way or the other, Tenno will become regent. During one session of court, Lord Armentines demanded that Tenno be punished for turning down an offer made by a lord. But Tenno whispered to the regent king that if he married Elaria, she can become queen automatically, as by law, the next female in the family will automatically become queen. And he reasoned with the regent king that the power he have will be all gone, basically stripping the regency's power from him. This made King Ostian rule in favor of the prince, who let Tenno go unpunished, much to Lord Armentines' anger. But still, the Lord did not act any further as Tenno had hoped. Tenno wanted to force Armentines to do something even more egregious, so that he can obtain a casus belli to start a civil war. And fortunately again, a casus belli will Tenno have. A female assassin was caught by the prince's guards trying to assassinate the prince by poisoning his dessert. Tenno is he has a sweet tooth, you know.
Of course it was in the dessert.
So, the female assassin was taken into the prince's quarters' basement, where she was interrogated by the prince personally, with Mira, the astromite, being by Tenno's side, in order to see for any lies. After hours of interrogation and being beaten by the soldiers with their muskets, the assassin broke, and confessed that she was acting on Armentines' orders. She was brought before King Ostian on the next day, who told King Ostian that she attempted assassination. Oh my god, I'm fumbling.
It's okay. So you're not fumbling as hard as I did.
The attempted assassination was a bit for Armentines to ascend to the regency himself. The prince asked for the execution of the assassin, to which the regent king approves, but he was swayed by Armentines' promise to keep Ostian as regent. But Tenno was determined to see Armentines be dealt with, preferably with his own hands. A vote was held by Tenno himself to execute the assassin and Armentines for attempted murder of royalty. But Armentines fled from the castle and slipped through Magna's city gates, followed by other members of the anti-Tenno faction. But Armentines forgot his daughter within the capital, to which Tenno's own guards quickly seized her. Tenno convinced the regent king that a civil war will soon come, and requested for emergency powers to command an army to destroy the anti-Tenno faction. With the support of the remaining lords, the regent king saw the futility of resistance, and so relinquished his position to live what days he had left in peace. Tenno was elevated to the position of regent and ordered that all blacksmiths and workshops within the city of Magna start producing muskets, as well as requisitioning all the materials for the manufacturing of gunpowder and ammunition, as well as casting new cannons. Cannons are really never seen before in warfare of that world. So imagine seeing a cannon for the first time. You would laugh at it. It's just a big tube of brass. What does it do? And your guys just lost half of their body.
You'd be like, haha, look at that, looks like a pink trombone, and then the next minute your head's on the ground.
Yeah. And this war was the war that will change the world. Really. It is the civil war that will change the world. Haha, Big Tube. Oh my god, his torso is missing. Well, it it can't be worse than that. You know, just a big iron ball is just the beginning. There's even worse things.
Oh my god. Imagine how winded you'd get from that if it didn't explode.
Not just an explosion, just sometimes quicklime. You know,
Yeah.
quicklime. You know,
Because yeah, sometimes cannons can't explode properly, so it's just the ball throwing at you. Ugh.
yeah, imagine a bowling ball, but two times heavier,
Tungsten ball.
smashing into your body faster than even a car can.
Oh my
Trust me.
god.
Yeah, it is violent. It is very, very violent. Quicklime, as I mentioned, quicklime is really nasty. Burns your skin, and if it burns your skin, I don't have to tell you what it happens if you inhale it.
God. Disintegrates your lungs.
Yeah, that, like I said, fantastical realism.
It's just as cursed as the real life.
Right, so we're gonna be
Still
getting.
pretty interesting though.
Oh, thanks. Like I said, I put a lot of thought into it, trying to make it realistic but fantastical at the same time.
Yeah. It's got the oh, what other races are there in Rivellon as well, outside of Rivellon, the world?
There are humans, there are orcs, there are high orcs, there are goblins, there are elves, there are dwarves. You know, the classic JRPG kind of races.
Yeah. Are there kobold? Okay, never mind, I can't say it.
What is it?
Cobloid. You know cobloids from D&D.
No, I haven't heard of a coploid.
Kobold. Fuck! I'll send you a picture. They're just little guys. They're like miniature dragons, basically.
Wait.
Kobold.
Oh, what a cute little guy.
Kobold.
What a cute
Yeah,
little
I know,
guy.
right?
What a refined gentleman.
Yes, kobold.
Oh,
It disappeared!
Kobold. Quicklime, the
Kobold.
white phosphorus of the 19th century. Exactly, that is how it is. Steel, aka Romanian workout. Cute little guy. Well, after the firing squad, he goes. That will actually be a recurring theme within when Revelia really became a colonial power.
Oh god. No.
Like I said, it's going to get a lot darker.
That's what happened to all the kobolds. They just got they're the actual cannonballs. It's just mini kobolds squashed together.
Alright. So the next chapter is essentially a battle. It is the first victory of Tenno, really. So here it goes. In 3 BIE, a year after Tenno became regent, he and the Lord on his side managed to raise 20,000 infantry, 1,600 cavalry, and 150 artillery guns. Numbers possible only with a new conscription system that he had put in place. The capital now has a new layer of walls built in Vauban fashion, which is the French way of building fortresses. You can look it up. You can look it up. Right, well, but all that Tenno had done had drained the treasury very, very dry. Before raising this little army, you know, the treasury was basically just a sea of gold. But after this much technology and this much people being conscripted, it drains all of it away. Not even a single coin was left in the treasury. And even the money that the general public had donated was all used up as well. But Tenno had gotten word that a convoy, escorted by a small army, was carrying gold coins, and are about to move through the city of Krella. This is an opportunity that Tenno cannot let slip up. If this money gets to the rebel lords, they can fund more armies that can come from different directions, stretching the newly established royal army very thin and potentially spelling his doom. The royal army set out of Magna on a fourth march to Krella with the aim of intercepting the gold convoy and destroying the small rebel army. The royal army of this period was not commanded by the best generals as was of today, but 3 lords were chosen to act as the generals and given command of a 5,000 strong corps each. The core system was in place right now. So Tenno commands another 5,000 of his own royal guard, with Mira the Astral Knight being his aide-de-camp, which is basically his secretary and aide. Alright. Each corps has their own infantry, cavalry, and artillery, allowing them to fight on their own for some time. And this system also allowed the army to traverse huge amounts of distance in little time, instead of marching on a single street. You let your armies go on different roads, then you converge on a single position. So it's way faster. A small force of hussars was sent ahead to scout for the army in the direction of Krella, and these hussars reported the position of the convoy to Tenno, who decided to fight at the 2 bridges that cross the river Undar, a crucial point whose roads led to Krella. He ordered that the soldiers march even faster to intercept the convoy. So imagine walking at like 10 kilometers per hour with the stuff on your back, your heavy musket and all that. Your legs are gonna be on fire.
Never skip leg a day.
Never skip leg day. And Tenno ordered a small detachment of dragoon cavalry to swoop in and harass the enemy with musket fire before withdrawing, so essentially hit and run. Kind of like slap you and just run away. And this slowed them down and bought time for the rest of the army to form up and quote-unquote shape the battlefield. Tenno knew that the mounted knights were the most dangerous to his troops, because if they get into the line of peasants with their muskets, the peasants are surely going to die. There's no way you can repel them. But there is a way to repel them. I won't spoil it. So Tenno ordered that small.
I was gonna say, is it polio? Do you cough on them?
No, don't cough on them. You can't cough a night away. So Tenno ordered that small sharp wooden stakes be stuck onto the ground in a 30-degree angle to impale the horses of the knights, or to at least deter them from charging into the weak points of the line. So when the horses charge, these stakes would puncture the horse's chest, and the knight will be dismounted, and so the guys on the ground would just gang up on the knight and beat the shit out of him. Because if you fight a knight on one-on-one, you're going to get bodied. You're going to die. So what you do, you call your friends up and beat the shit out of him, as I said. The convoy of money had arrived as Tenno had hoped. The enemy cavalry did not commit in the battle because, well, the stakes. Half the convoy had to move to the other bridge, 500 meters away. a move which Tenno also anticipated. Coupled with the fact that he found out by scouts that a part of the river in between the bridges can be crossed by infantry and cavalry. It's more shallow, so it's just like shin deep water. Yo. Alright, here. When the convoy split far enough, he ordered that Lord Elres's second corps move in between the split convoys, force the enemy to turn their attention away from the bridge, allowing the rest of the royal troops to push through the bridges easily and redeploy on the side of the convoys. This is really just a big shit show for the rebels, really. This is when people start to like, oh shit, we're in trouble. The rebel knights charged, but disciplined royal infantry formed squares and warded off the knights. The knights were essentially all wiped out. Any dismounted knights were ganged upon, horrifically maimed by the infantry. And the sight of the knights, the best troops, essentially just getting wiped would surely make you question your life choices.
Yeah.
This made the rebels panic, who now tried attacking without any coordination, and thus were easily wiped out by the infantry supported by cavalry and artillery. Tenno had now secured the additional money he needed to build an even larger army, sending back the funds to the capital. 5,000 more men were trained. So the army right now became 25,000 strong. Yep. There are a lot of other battles, but these battles are not significant enough. So I'm just gonna skip this. It's going to be.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be boring.
No, I want to listen to the battles. I'm having fun. I just need to get us because I had dinner a while ago. I just need to get a snack real quick because I'm hungry. But I'm having fun. I love this.
One cavalry versus 30 guys who is pissed off. Yeah. you can wear the best armor in the world. If they take off your helmet, that's it. If they take off your helmet, that's it. You're going to die a horrible death.
Oh god. Okay, I'll be. I'm gonna make a hot chocolate and get a snack.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, there's a lot of people watching us. There's like 4 watching us. Alright, I'll also take a sip of water. Getting comfy? Yeah, I also need to get comfy. This room is way too hot. Let me crank up the air conditioning a bit so that I am at 16 degrees Celsius. Hold on. What? Your British accent is showing again. Well, my accent is, as I said, it is a mix of a lot of accents, but mostly the British, because I kind of like the British accent, even though I don't like the British, you know. I don't like the British, but I like their accents. All right, I think I'll wait for Orange to come back. I'll just wait for him. I'll just wait for him, like you know, just drinking water and just watching him come into view. Just staring at him. Right, let me look at my Discord and what the hell's going on. Oh. Oh, this is the badge. This is the badge. All right. Let me let me put it up real quick. And yep. Hell yeah. This is the badge. Alright, I'm gonna just wait until he comes back. My British accent is showing again. Well, it is the accent of a gentleman. And that is the image that I try to portray as the what's it called? The gentleman emperor. Yep, that is how I will describe myself from now on. The emperor gentleman. I see you show that Aussie badge. Yup. I'm terribly sorry that I can't show it previously because it will cause the background to go dark. So I thought it said military police. It is Australian Commonwealth Military Forces. Oh, I see. You really are a collector, man. You really are. Kind of reminds me of that one friend I have, Gregorz, on Twitter. I think he has a Polish uniform. Yeah, he has a Polish uniform from the Cold War era. Oh, I see you're back. Hi. Is your mic on? I don't think it is.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Cool.
All right, so we were having a brief intermission, so Skyrider here, like as I said before, he is a reenactor, and this is the slouch hat badge that he has. I've put it on the screen right now. I think it's pretty cool though. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of those, and oh god, what else? I think that's the main badge we have. I think some people also like have. I know for South Australia specifically, some people have like badges of like our state flag and the bird as well. But I think that's more just like a personal thing rather than like an actual standard thing.
No, I like this one. This one has the crown on it. It just looks cool. I'm gonna take that away because we must continue. Since you wanted to hear about the battles, well, I shall oblige.
You took off your hat.
Well, you want me to keep wearing it? All right.
Oh god, you can see me chew. One thing I did want to ask is, you said that people mainly had like blonde and brown hair, but Tenno has blue hair.
Well, it was something that the goddess gave him.
Main protag blue hair.
Yep. Well, it also conveys the character of Tenno pretty well. I mean, he's cold and calculating, and that goes well with blue. So, so that's a compromise that I have to make.
Mm.
So,
It does look really cool though.
oh, thank you. You know, this model of mine, I drew it myself.
Mm.
Just gonna boast it. And this one, I made it. Alright, so the next battle, the Battle of Ertia. After raising another core, Tenno was more confident to make more aggressive maneuvers and allow the god to finally act as a reserve. Mira had received word from a defector that Lord Armentines is moving his main army towards the city of Tyralia, known for its magic research and magic ore mining, a vital resource used as fuel in addition to a spellcaster's own stamina. Let me know if you want to know the magic system. I also had a piece on it. Mira suggested to Tenno that Armentines was 4 days march away from Tyralia, so Tenno was determined to stop Armentines before he reached the city. And he will march the army to Ertia, which is on the road to Tyralia, in order to intercept Armentines' army and force a decisive battle to destroy his forces before it becomes any larger, and thus more free to loot and destroy the countryside, stripping off its supplies that the royal army could use. As Tenno instructed his soldiers to live off the land as opposed to rely on supply wagons. Ooh, nice. That's a hot chocolate in a PVE plastic cup.
Yeah.
You're gonna
It's
get
totally not gonna melt, I promise.
Alright, so had Tenno's army marched at the same speed as Armentines' army, it would have taken 5 days for him to reach Tyralia. But with the core system, Tenno's army moved at blazing speeds, with hussars patrolled ahead and shadowed Armentines' army, keeping the Lord on edge. And Tenno once again used his dragoons to perform hit-and-run tactics again on Armentines' force, further delaying the rebel advance on Tyralia. Tenno had reached Ertia first, and immediately planned his attack. He intends to drive Armentines' force into the city, where Tenno's skirmisher troops can fire on them from the windows, nullifying Armentines' cavalry superiority. As a contingency, Lord Elras was given the duty to block the road to Tyralia, or to lure him into attacking, opening an opportunity for Tenno to spring into action. While Tenno hides the rest of his forces inside a forest that flanked the road to Tyralia opposite the city, intending to catch Armentines by surprise and force him into the city. When Armentines arrived, he sees only Lord Elras' second corps holding the road, and immediately arrayed for battle, not knowing that Tenno wanted him to do so. Once Armentines' troops advanced close enough on Second Corps, Elras ordered his artillery to fire grape shot, dealing massive damage to the rebel troops. Grape shot is basically turns a cannon into a giant shotgun, with the projectiles being the size that basically fits in your hand, really. So imagine that going through you. Nasty. It's nasty, I tell you. You're just gonna go to sleep today and have nightmares.
Just imagine it going through me.
Like I said, it's gonna get darker. And fearing that his army would rout, Armentines ordered his troops to move into the city and find cover, and to also reassess his situation, but Tenno won't leave him the opportunity to do so. Tenno commits the rest of his forces into Armentines' right flank, causing panic in the rebel army, which is something that Tenno didn't anticipate, but it was a welcome surprise. Any rebel who did not flee faced disciplined musket fire. Those who fled were cut down by hussars and dragoons. Armentines himself was being hunted down by Tenno's own cuirassiers, but their slow speed let the lord slip away. But the rest of his army was forced into the narrow city streets where they faced sporadic musket fire, killing off many until the army surrendered. Armentines practically lost his entire field army, to no losses at all for Tenno's army. It will take time for him to raise a new army, time which will allow Tenno to enlarge his army even more, as more people threw their lot at the future Emperor of Rinvelia. Seeing two brilliant decisive victories must have surely convinced him to do so. And the next chapter, a deal for Armentines. Defeat at Ertia destroyed Armentines' army, but Tenno still wanted to keep up the pressure. He does this by sending Mira and a small retinue of other astral knights as escort, along with Elaria, the daughter of Lord Armentines, as I've mentioned earlier. Elaria was given a proposition. If she tried to convince her father to surrender the rebellion and end the civil war, she and her father can live out the days in peace as minor nobility. With a few retainers, that is. If she fails, her father will be executed and she will become a simple lower-class citizen, given some land to toil on and a home. Imagine that. Either way, this girl will live. The only variable is what she wants to get from this deal. So she agrees to this proposition, knowing that her father's life rests upon his own decision. If he cannot get over his pride, he dies. Some modern historians speculate that Tenno also has a heart for Elaria, despite being the goddess's lover. So, Tenno... wait, no. Mira rode to Armentines' castle along with a few astral knights and Elaria, as planned, reaching at night. Mira asks for Armentines to come out to speak with Elaria of the deal. He came out with his retinue. Elaria talked to her father, tried her best to convince him, but to no avail. As a display of her superhuman swordsmanship, in a flash cut off Armentines' head off of his shoulders, killing one of the rebel faction's most important leader in an instant. Armentines' death shook the rebels' heart, but they elected Lord Zenger as their new leader, and immediately he levied more troops and readied for a pitched battle on his terms only, simply because the man doesn't have the balls to fight on Tenno's own terms. Alright, so for the next chapter, I'm just going to speed run through a lot of battles. Lord Zenger was considered to be the rebel faction's most capable leader. He possessed the most powerful army in the kingdom, and if he so chooses, can even become regent himself. Tenno knows the difficulty of handling a man with many tricks up his sleeve, and he became wary of Lord Zinger. Even Mira had remarked that Tenno was exceedingly cautious in his approach in trying to combat Lord Zinger. At the Battle of Sparkling Falls, Tenno's army fought with Zinger's. His knights routed an entire regiment of the line. Only Mira's exceptional leadership manages to reform them and threw them back again at the enemy, to 30% casualties for Tenno's army. A costly defeat. And at the Battle of Yamato Fields in the northwestern island, Zenger commits to a pitched battle with Tenno. But Zenger's men are not the same bunglers Tenno had defeated at Ertia or the Two Bridges. Mira saw immediately that these men were drilled well, with long, dense pike formations that would immediately destroy a line of musketeers in melee. Only artillery can kill off these pike formations. At the small yet significant Battle of Fuso River, Zenger dealt a crucial blow to Tenno's army, forcing the 18th Regiment of the line, who guarded a crucial supply post, to abandon it, leaving Tenno's main force to forage off little food available on the islands, as the farmers' grains were already harvested before ripening. And the following Battle of Blossom Forest was another bloody affair for Tenno, but he did not achieve a decisive victory. Tenno's army suffered 32% casualties, losses that could have easily been avoided had he not underestimated his opponent. And reinforcing the supply post at the River Fuso, allowing his troops to stay well fed. Zenger's army moved further inland, to the castle that once belonged to Tenno's father before he became an orphan. It was a strong mountain castle that is very hard to assault, so he quickly moved in to surround and starve out the army. Meanwhile, during the siege that is, Tenno raised another 30,000 men through a nationwide conscription, something that had never been done before because back then, people were still just pressed into their service by their lords, but being conscripts, they were pushed into service into the national army, that is. They were also equipped with muskets and new uniforms, swelling the royal army to 50,000. But there was a problem. Zenger had paid bandits on the northwestern island to rob any supply wagon heading for Tenno's army and harass the besieging forces. This prompted Tenno to send out dragoons to hunt and slaughter any villagers suspected of holding these bandits, much to Mira the Astral Knight's objection. Eventually, Zenger had to surrender, but instead of showing clemency, Tenno personally cut off Zenger's head. Again.
Again?
Well, taking heads is more of a sign, really. It's more of a sign of a show of force.
Yeah. Because you said again to taking off Singer's head, I'm like, he had another one? What? You already did it?
Well, did it to Armatine's once, and now it's Zinger's head. And with his death, the rebel faction collapsed, and the remaining lords swore allegiance to Tenno, ending the war. Tenno was able to enter the castle and recover his real father's armor and sword, to which he kept it in his office even till today, 70 years later. Shortly after, Tenno establishes the Empire of Rinvelia, crowning himself emperor, with the Goddess of the Stars as his empress. The lords were allowed to keep their titles and estates, but had to relinquish their governing powers to governors chosen by the emperor. Mandatory conscription was in place, schools were built, factories started popping up, manufacturing more muskets, ammunition, cannons, and other arms to equip an army that Tenno had envisioned. heralding the start of the Imperial Era and the new age of war for the realm. And that is how the Empire came to be.
Amazing.
Yep. Through fire and steel it was formed. So, I should talk about the new Empire of Rinvelia, not just the military aspect, but the social aspect of it as well, because that's going to be a little bit more relatable.
Yeah, yeah.
So, the new Empire of Rinvelia. Immediately, Emperor Tenno reformed the nation even further, introducing new technologies and a new social hierarchy, the latter of which was divided into three distinct classes: the lower class, the middle class, and the nobility. Before the Empire, this hierarchy had no mobility and are determined only by birth. But after reforms, it is possible for lower class citizens to even ascend to nobility, and vice versa. This can be done by marriage or earning more than the class average in income. Each class can be identified by their citizens book, a document containing their identification, residence, social class, and other details. Literacy becomes a national policy with strong emphasis on nationalism, making the children into patriots and such, those kinds of things. Numerous schools were built, but they were open only to men. Women are not allowed in schools yet. Scholars from around the world were brought to the floating islands to teach and write textbooks for the schools, as well as establishing a curriculum. The reason for this was to develop a quote-unquote brain for thinking for the people, so that future conscripts are able to carry out more complex maneuvers and potentially rise through the ranks and become skilled leaders in the future. Am I going too fast?
No.
I think I was going too fast.
No.
Right.
I'm enjoying it. I'm envisioning that I've got like a really imaginative brain, so I'm able to like, especially with the way that you've written it and the way that you're describing it, it's really easy to follow along and like imagine it all.
Oh, thank you. So I think I'm still good at English then.
Very much so.
Thank you. All right, so
I mean, honestly, it just sounds like you can speak English like as your first language.
well, it essentially became my first language actually, because I speak less Thai than English in my daily life. All right, so the Imperial Era also brought in a time of plenty. Farmers were given more land, and better fertilizers became available, because there was a newly established national university who researched the ways to make better fertilizers, and so that's how better fertilizers were made. Yep. The university made many great scientific discoveries, such as germ theory, pasteurization, calculus, and many more, contributing to Rinvelia's scientific growth exponentially. Sounds like another golden age, isn't it?
E.
But the military was number one in national policy. Mandatory conscription for men aged 18 to 400 was in place.
How long do people of Revellium live for?
Well, on average, 900. But there are some who were 2,000 years old. But only a very small amount of them still live. So the infantry used newly developed rifled stone lock muskets, utilizing a small magic stone to ignite black powder inside an enclosed mechanism. allowing for the soldiers to fire their muskets even in rain. Cannons were still smoothbore guns, but the art of gunnery had been perfected, with early forms of computers being issued to artillery captains in order to provide accurate fire for supporting an attack. So imagine a little computer that is the size of your phone, but it's not touchscreen. It's not touchscreen. It's just some dials that you have to dial in order to get accurate measurements. Wait, so instead of firing pins, Rinvelli uses magic stones. Yep. So magic stones within the stone lock musket mechanism, it's essentially a heated rock that stays heated. It stays heated. The heat never dissipates. So if you touch it, it will burn your hand. That kind. Alright. Where was I? Alright, so cavalry still remained crucial, but lessons were learned. And that cuirassiers now used lances as their primary weapon, and every cavalryman now carries a stone lock pistol with him for emergency, in case that you lost your weapon. You can just dome the guy in the head. So the Imperial Army now had generals instead of lords commanding its corps. Now the corps are now 20,000 men strong, with Tenno being the supreme commander of the Imperial Army, and also having his own Imperial Guard, which is 20,000 strong as well. Like other corps, it has its own infantry, artillery, and cavalry, though the entirety of the Guard's infantry are all grenadiers, the tallest and strongest soldiers, made even taller by their bearskin hats, similar to the Grenadier Guards of the King of England. So imagine that. As of year 5 of the Imperial era, the Rinvellian Imperial Army was the largest standing army in the world, with 120,000 well-trained and equipped soldiers, mages, as well as a well-planned supply corps that can allow the army to operate for longer periods outside of its territory. Things that no other states can field in the magnitude that Rinvelia does. That is how advanced we were. In 6 IE, year 6 of the Imperial era, Emperor Tenno started to plan a conquest of the Kingdom of Lyzoria, a country situated beyond the warp gate that connected Rinvelia to the other states of the world. Assisted by Mirror's superior strategic thinking and his general staff, no one but Tenno knows that this war will be the initiation of an era that will plunge the entire world into near unending war and destruction, all only to fulfill one man's divine destiny to rule the world. And that is the new Empire of Rinvelia. So far.
Nice.
So how is it so far? I mean, this is merely just the half point of it.
Really good. We're talking Great War. Hell yeah. Yeah. Just explodes the entire world. Almost.
Like I said, this is where it'll get darker.
Yeah.
This is where shit gets real.
Oh god. Shit about to get real. you thought the cannons were bad. No.
Now it's gonna get even way worse. Well, for the others, that is.
Tenno living in luxury. Everyone else.
No, you live in squalor. Alright, so I'm just gonna speedrun after this chapter, that is. So essentially, Lizoria was conquered, but Lizoria saw that Rinvelia has superior technology, a superior army, and so their king thought, wait, what if we imitate them? What if we got into an alliance with them and maybe get the cool shit, you know? Get muskets, new uniforms, a new kind of government, that kind of stuff. And so they did. They essentially allied with the with their former enemy that they have been fighting for 4 years against. You know, just directly after the war, they became friends, and they are still good allies to this day too. And the resources that were shared funded the ability for Rinvelia to expand its military and technological might even further. And within just a few years after the war with Lizoria, which is like what, which is year 10. Yep, it is year 10. And so in the year 20, steam power became more widespread, you know. Factories were having it in their factories. And so it kick-started the Industrial Revolution. Trains were built, and with this, technology progressed even quicker at breakneck speeds. Within another 10 years, we get to essentially the 1900s of Rinvelia. So, like what, 1,900 years of human history were condensed into simply 30 years of Rinvelian history. That is how quick Rinvelia progressed. Uh-oh, the Industrial Revolution is happening. And yep, when Industrial Revolution happens, colonialism is the order of the day. And this is, as I said, this is when shit gets real. This is when it gets really real. Alright, how do I put this? There we go. So Tenno essentially stops going into wars himself. He stops leading from the front and just stays in the palace, telling his generals to you know, all right, go take that country. Go and take land from those natives. Just like that. And within just 5 years, Rinvelia essentially controls 19% of the entire world's landmass. 90% of the entire world's landmass. Kind of like the British, you know, casually colonizing every piece of rock that it can find in the world. And wait, you see that country there on the map? Oh, he's gonna make a meme. Let's see where he goes with this. I don't want to. Well, it's going to be painted blue. Painted Rinvelian blue. And as I mentioned before, take the lands from the natives. And that is the thing that Rinvelia was big on, taking lands from natives. Some natives resisted, and to say the least, it did not go very well for the natives. What do you think happened?
God. Peace and harmony, and definitely not polio.
Oh, you sweet summer child. um, the thing I was about to say was going to definitely give you nightmares. So I'm gonna tone it down. Let's just say that they lost the usage of their hands or their legs. The usage of their hands and legs. Let's just say the least.
Oh,
Sometimes entire villages just get casually burned.
God. Just casually, just for fun.
just for fun. Yeah, we're gonna burn this entire goddamn village.
Hey, nice village you got there.
But some natives show peace with Red Valley. They gave Red Valley peace. They just cooperated with Red Valley. And so yeah, we introduced them with a bunch of diseases that they have not had before. Are we going the Spanish South America route? Hell yeah. That is what we did.
Yeah, God.
Especially this sort of violence is really prevalent, especially in the southern continent, where there's a lot of wood, there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of tobacco, and these things were essentially just very valuable commodities on the market, and so companies were set up to extract these resources by any means possible, much to the natives', let's just say, dissatisfaction. There was one tribe in the southern continent. They were a tribe of women, of female warriors, but I'm just gonna say the least, fate did not smile upon them at all.
Oh God.
Their fate was worse than death, to say the least. I'm not going to tell exactly what it is, because you're definitely going to get nightmares.
It's not like it's 1 a.m. for me and thinking I was gonna fall asleep after the stream. Not at all.
Oh, it's actually 1 a.m. It's actually
Yeah,
not that late here, actually.
Yeah, it's 1:17 a.m.
I don't really sleep until like 6 in the morning. So...
Jesus Christ! That's like 8:30 for me when you go to sleep. God. So when I wake up for uni, you'll be awake, just falling asleep.
Yep, and sometimes I just don't sleep until like 8.
Oh God.
As a victim of forced extraction of tobacco, yeah, that shit's brutal. Yep, it is. Yes, it is. And the tribe of female warriors that I mentioned, they were actually sold to one particular city called Celtra, which is also one of Rinvella's colonies, and this city is pretty famous for a lot of things. Crime is one of it. Gambling, prostitution, the scum of society is essentially there. It was rotten to the core, that city. Basically red light districts are basically at every corner. There were drugs there as well, and actually prostitution and slavery is outlawed by by constitution. But nothing that a big pile of cash can't fix. The police come, just slap him with that stack. Here's a fat stack. Now sort of. All right. And as of lately, in the current time of the oh wow, we're getting close to the end. Finally. And so we currently it is the year 70 in Grinvelia, and things aren't looking pretty good in the world, as usual for 70 years. there there is a Cold War that had been persisting for like what, since the year 60. Wait, not 60, it was 50. Year 50. So that's like what, 5, 6, 7, that's 30 years of Cold War. And that Cold War is about to get hot. Yep, the world that Rinvelia is in is not very good to live in currently, because of a certain nation named the People's Republic of Cassenia. And you know what communists are famous for. They hate monarchies. I mean, just look at Nicholas II. I mean, the man's family is just gone. Even his children. And so this Cold War is about to get hot. And in the near future, actually, I'm going to be editing a video of such a declaration of a quote-unquote special military operation on the People's Republic of Cassenia. Yep. I definitely did not get inspired by recent events. As a disclaimer, I am not inspired in any way from recent events. So
no, not at all.
No, not at all. We're just gonna be moving troops and hospitals near Cassinian borders. We aren't going to do anything. We aren't going to do anything. It's just an exercise. And that's it. That's the lore so far.
Well,
I think you're very sleepy right now.
yeah. Honestly, that was really nice to listen to. I like had a hot chocolate and everything, and I'm like,
Feel calm. Oh boy, why do they
why do...
lining up soldiers at the borders? Well, it is just an exercise. I can guarantee the international community it is merely a routine exercise. It's just we want to be familiar with the terrain. Nope.
Literally what Finnish people have had to deal with the past like few years. It's like, why are there Russians at the border?
Perkele.
That was amazing. Oh my god, almost 2 hours of war. Well, technically yours was 1.5. Mine was half an hour with Australianisms sprinkled in.
well, if I didn't speed run the rebellion history of 70 years after the Empire, I think we would have been here for 3 hours.
And still some like it would be shorter than Warhammer lore.
It is still shorter, but I aspire to make it even longer.
Make big text of like a leather leather, oh my god, I can't think. Covers, yeah. See what I mean? It's like you speak English like a natural. It's like if you ever feel bad for forgetting words in English, just remember that we don't know what the fuck we're saying.
No, I'm kind of late to her lore. Can you summarize it a bit? Wait, it's him.
Yeah.
All right. So,
My lore is basically just Fennec Fox from the future coming here. That's yeah. Fennec Fox from the future finding out stuff to entertain. Yeah, I have long hair.
Oh, sorry, didn't know. I mean, it was first time meeting him. Well, I have to pardon my viewers' ignorance.
Joker Obama. Damn it, Joker Obama.
Yeah. All right.
But no, yeah, Fennec Fox from the future. Yeah.
So he's essentially a Fennec Fox from the future who came back to 2023 to see what entertainment is present in this time, because the people from the future were depressed, and essentially he came to a time when it was quote unquote peak entertainment. Like what, like whatever the fuck is up with the skibbity toilet
totally
thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck is up with the skibbity toilet thing.
Peak entertainment, skibbity toilet. Oh hell yeah!
So Napoleonic
Napoleon War
and Future Fox got it.
Essentially.
Oh, it's gonna. My lore is going to get deeper, even deeper. A fox
looking shitpost. Yeah, I totally came here because I wanted to, not because my time sphere messed up the coordinates. This is peak entertainment right here. Not because it was an error or anything. No. Nah. Like after the stream, I've definitely want to like
hit the sack.
Expand. Oh no, expand more heavily on my lore myself. Because I did wanna I do have like some stuff in mind. I just haven't written it all down yet because I've been busy with uni. Because you said about the lore stream, I was like, hell yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, I still got lore to write. That's what future collabs are for.
Yep.
And you're stuck with a head on the toilet, yeah.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. Yes. I am not going to even bother trying to go into the whole thing, the skippity toilet thing. I am already mentally tired from TikToks and YouTube shorts. Oh god, those are all cancer.
Mindless entertainment.
You better hop back on your time sphere and go back to 1850s, so you may just as well be able to meet Mozart or Beethoven.
I will do that if it worked. It's currently very much broken. If I had a time sphere, if anyone could travel throughout time, would they willingly pick 2023? Let's be real.
any year from 2018 onwards until now, that is bad. Not a good time to
2016 onwards.
That is when
2016 was a very specific year where it just went down in memes.
Is this the Harambe event?
I'm pretty sure that's I can't remember if it's 2016 or 2018 where the Logan Paul Forest thing happened.
Oh and my god!
Who touched my spaghetti?
Oh my god, Logan!
Harambe canon event. Yeah, 2016 to 2019 just feels like the exact same timeline.
It's just not a good time to be in. Really, not a good time to live.
It's just one big blur. 2015, yeah, that was pretty cool. The 2010 to 2015 was actually pretty cool.
Yep.
2016.
Harambe canon event.
Everything happened because Harambe died.
just just the Harambe event caused a cascade of events.
I'd believe it. There's probably a timeline out there where everything's peaceful, and it's all because Harambe didn't die.
2020 to 2023 was the moment it got out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah, this that time, that time until today is really when shit really gets real for the world.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that is going to be it for this stream. Would you want to advertise yourselves just a little bit so people know you?
I play games. I play RPGs, strategy, tycoon stuff, city builders, twitch.tv/oranxv. Yeah.
Wait, you play strategy games as well?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said I'm so happy to find an actual another strategy VTuber. I play hold on, I can literally just show you a screenshot of my desktop.
Let's see what you got. It the background and you might go gray
No,
because
no.
because of
No, I'm gone again.
well just bear with it for a little.
I play Hearts of Iron.
Hearts of Iron.
6. I got Crusaders 3. I haven't started yet. I play Hearts of Iron specifically. The Old World Blues mod. I haven't really played much of the base game, to be honest.
Yo, it's Crusader Kings, the inbred simulator.
That's actually why I bought it, because I saw a video on that.
The inbreeding simulator.
Yeah. I got city builders. Like Stardew, Minecraft, Valheim, V-Mario thing. I haven't played Subnautica yet, but I have it. I really love Divinity, the Divinity franchise, and the Baldur's Gate franchise, and I play a lot of Truck Sim and Formula One simulators, and also Age of Empires, but I've only played a little bit of that.
Ooh.
Oh, and Dragon Age.
Are you in a hunting game? Yeah, this is the game that this mod of mine had played with me previously. We played a lot together. We hunted a lot of animals. You know.
Yeah, I think I saw that on the I've looked on the Discord, but it's all in Thai, so I don't know what it says. But I saw the hunting game.
Yep. We
I
hunt.
think the only thing close that I've had to that is like Red Dead stuff is basically the closest I've played to like hunting games. But yeah, nah, sound pretty cool.
I think you should try it. I mean, it is really a game of patience. If you are a strategist, then surely you must be a very patient person, unlike me.
I just play. I also play like Fire Emblem and stuff as well. I mean, Divinity as well, and Baldur's Gate is turn based.
Oh, so you're mainly a turn based kind of guy.
Yeah, and like strategy stuff like that. I don't. Well, I've also got Warhammer games as well. I don't really play too much real time strategy. Mainly like, well, I've also played Endless Space too. I can't remember the type of. It's not exactly real time, or turn based. It's like slightly different.
I'll have to take a look into that.
But yeah, it's kind of like Sid 6 where you like take your turns all at once and then you end like the turn. that type of games. I
And
forgot what they're called.
I also wasn't very familiar with that kind of playstyle, so must be pretty interesting, you know.
Yeah, because it's like you take all your turns at like it's technically turn based, but everyone plays their turn all it's kind of like Hearts of Iron, I
Ah,
guess. Yeah, you take your turns all at the same time and then you end the turn, and you can't end the turn if people are still playing that type of stuff.
you know, I might need you to help me with Hearts of Iron because I have not played Hearts of Iron before.
You haven't? Wow. I suck at it.
I mean, I mean, I I am good with the military, and so if you could at least show me around the game, I am sure that I
If you
will.
like Fallout stuff, um like the Old World Blues mod is based around Fallout New Vegas. So it's like a perfect reenactment of it. It's not turn based. Yeah, it's not exactly turn based.
I've only
Boy, just
The only reason that I bought Hearts of Iron was simply to build a Polish empire. If Poland can survive 1939, that is.
Poland can survive. Full stop. Yeah, Hoyt's more real time. It's hard to explain what Sid and Endless Space are.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to comprehend. I mean, I haven't exactly played that kind of strategy, as you know. I'm always on the real time strategy, you know, thinking on the fly, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm more of like yeah, I kind of more turn based. I like more turn based because I like thinking like spending time to think about the stuff. And, like make sure you get like a really I guess optimal solution. But I should play more real time ones.
Well, if you happen to want to play real time, I think we can play Total War.
Yeah.
Total
Yeah, I
War.
haven't I have Total War 2. I haven't played much of it though.
Love to play as I think it was Siam in the game and Austria-Hungary. I don't think Austria-Hungary existed in 39.
Mm.
Wait, play
Remake Yugoslavia.
re- put Tito back.
Yugoslavia will take over the world. Justice for Serbia.
Serbia conquers the world.
It could have happened.
Long live Serbia.
It's like those people that say India will be the like superpower of the world. No, Serbia will be the superpower.
All right. So, I guess that is that for this stream. We're It is already 2 hours. 2 hours and 8 minutes. So, yeah, I think we'll end the stream right now because I want you to go to sleep. You know, because
Yeah.
it's like almost 2. You have uni.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So
It's my last day of uni for the term break, so even if I don't go, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna like catch up on a bunch of work anyway. But yeah.
I can't really relate to someone in uni because I dropped out of uni at the first year just to do this.
It's okay. Like I said, I've dropped out of uni and re-gone back in numerous times. Because yeah, I'm now like 22 in uni. I finally completed my first year of uni. I've been trying to do uni since I was 18.
Wait, you're Good. Good. 4 years older than me?
You're a baby. Yes, I'm 22. That's why I said like I kind of guessed that when you said that you dropped out of uni. I'm like, oh, you're probably a baby. No, it's completely normal to like drop out of uni, go back into it or not.
Well,
It's everyone does
I
that.
probably won't want to go back in because it's just too expensive. I don't have the best grades, you know.
Yeah.
And so I can't get into a state university, and the only choice that I have is private university, which will will cost me a liver or a kidney.
Ugh. Yeah, we don't have to. We get like Commonwealth assistance here, so
He's just
it goes
he's just
it
really slick.
goes on our tax. It
Yeah.
goes on our tax like after a certain amount. So if you earn like 65K a year, you start paying back your uni debt. Not kidney, but liver. And yes, I do have a runny nose. I have got allergies. It just turned to spring, and everything is so
Yeah, you
pollinated.
yeah, it's
And now I'm
it
full of snot.
god damn it. It Oryx is a he, for God's sake.
Ahem. A lad.
Yeah. He's a lad, for Christ's sake.
Oh god, your model just fell over.
What happened?
Your model fell over. It like
Oh,
glitched out for a second.
I was trying to find my air conditioner's remote, and yeah, it's at 16 degrees Celsius right now in my room.
Ooh.
It's like a morgue in my room right now. It's so cold.
I mean, that would be pretty nice. It was like almost 30 degrees today. And it's like the first, like 15th day of spring. It's already so fucking hot. I hate it.
After
But yeah.
that. Alright. So I'm gonna end the stream right now. Thank you guys again for coming to the stream. Tomorrow I will be playing Star Citizen again. Tomorrow at wait, what's the time called? 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Thailand Standard Time. And yeah, that's that. See you guys again tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Farewell.
Farewell to you as well, and to all of you. See you guys around. Have a good night.